somebody like Leonard Cohen, I think they could draw that line, right? Because you're
Yeah,
like, he's heavy singer songwriter, folky. Um,
yeah. That's probably. I mean, Samia. There's a similar vibe there where there is like this sort of like dark, heavy, you
Mhm.
know. Um, but the Leonard Cohen, you said something about like listening to music and lyrics don't hit always, but
Mhm.
or like it takes a minute for them to sink in, but they're like the
Yeah,
production. I think Leonard Cohen was one of the first people that I listened to that really flipped that for me because I was like that for a long time too, where like
Mhm.
I didn't really care about what people were saying in songs until I was like a certain age. I kind of
yeah,
just
sure.
loved the energy and the electricity of listening to music. But
Mhm.
Leonard Cohen was like one of the first ones where I would listen to a song for a line
Mm.
and
Yeah,
like the words I still don't know what he means by certain things and
yeah,
I don't really care like I don't really and I feel that way about Samia's music a lot too. There's things that she'll say I'm like I don't really know what you
yeah,
mean by this and
yeah,
I'm not going to ask because there's such a feeling to it. There's just
yeah.
this never-ending mystery
Mm.
um where you get enough to chew on and then it leaves you hanging just enough and I think that that dance is a really compelling thing to experience for me and
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
Leonard Cohen also though has like 8 billion songs that like
That's true. Yeah,
the I don't know if I'm like listening to every single song and so I think sometimes they are a little bit I still need something a little bit more
Mm.
than just words, but
Yeah,
the right
yeah,
ones will change your life. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like he is definitely like basically just a poet that puts like like you not really, but like he would be closer to that than a lot of people. Like where it
Mhm.
would be like he's a poet that just puts music to his poetry, which like I don't necessarily actually think that, but like he's pretty close to that line.
Like
Um,
poet first. Yeah.
yeah, and it and like you could argue that Bob Dylan is like similar, but I think Leonard Cohen is even further to that. And obviously he like the meaning that he has, like you said, the lines, the lyrics, everything. He does have just such like a poetic way about everything he's doing. And I think that's what's so cool about music versus poetry is you could just have poetry and there's no music, but there is this sense of like sometimes you might make a decision in songwriting that maybe doesn't make as much sense as if you were like only focused on the lyrics and making like a poem, but you're choosing words or maybe you're choosing phrasing that feel like you get this feel because you're mixing it with melody and you're
Yeah.
mixing it with phrasing and all that stuff. um so I do get that, like there's certain times where maybe things are like, oh, this does, like sometimes you take that too far and you're like, I changed this word because it rhymes or it sounds better, and like there's nothing to it, like you get that in some of like the really commercial like pop or country, you know what I mean? Where it's like I changed, like it used to be. I'm thinking of like a Morgan Wallen song where it's like it used to be my phone number, but now I'm changing it because these digits sound a lot better together. And then it's
Oh
like
yeah.
you're kind of like removing, like, which makes sense. You're doing it for the melody, the structure of the song, but then you're kind of removing the story of the song because then it's like this is associated to nothing. Like so,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. It is interesting, like these how different artists are different that way. Whereas I feel like Leonard Cohen would be like he would never change something like that because it sounds better in the melody structure of a song. He's
Yeah.
like he's going for the story, and
We'll
it's
never
like
know.
it's true. We'll never
He's
know.
gone now.
It's true. Very true.
There's something about his songs that there there's something so ancient about them. Like they
Yeah.
feel like they're like each one of them is a fucking cathedral or something. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Totally. Yeah.
yeah, there's so many ways to look at them. Like you can kind
Mm.
of like walk around it, and then all of a sudden you notice like these stained glass windows over in the back entrance that you didn't even
Yeah.
realize before. It's just like the level of detail and the like bulletproofness
Mm.
of something like. you know, I mean, yeah. Who by Fire is one of my favorite Leonard Cohen songs, and I feel like that one is also kind of rather obscure for some of them. Um,
Mhm.
but it just yeah, it just has this like bulletproofness to it that it's like a colossal giant pounding its
Yeah.
fist.
Well, like we're talking about it right now. Let's get into this. Give if you can on the spot, give me five of your favorite Leonard Cohen songs. You gave me the first one. Let's keep rolling.
Um, I mean, obviously, hey, that's no way to say goodbye. Chelsea Hotel's good, but I don't even put that in my favorites. Who by Fire,
Mm,
um, uh, and there, oh no, Diamonds in the Mine.
mm,
Diamonds in the Mine is definitely that
yeah.
actually might be my favorite one because it there's also this side of Leonard Cohen that maybe we aren't talking about, which is like the funny. He's like always
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah.
this huge humor in a lot of his music,
Yeah.
and
It's
Diamonds
true.
in the Mine kind of does all of the things at once.
Mm,
That's another thing that I come back to like every few months just to remind myself like what the coolest thing that's ever been done is.
mm.
um, what am I at? Is that four?
Yeah, I
And
believe so. Yeah.
maybe So Long Marianne is like a cool one. Trying to think of Famous Blue Raincoat.
Man,
Did I say Suzanne? Oh,
I'll tell you one thing. You have a great memory. I would never. I would have to like look. I would never remember some of these songs off the top of my head, like song names. I'm just so bad with song names. I don't know why.
there are a lot of yeah. There are probably some that I'm missing because I am not looking.
You're not looking. Yeah.
Maybe
No,
I'll,
it's
for the sake of you know, doing this right.
hey.
See if I
I
if
think
there's
that
one
that.
that I forgot. Oh, You Want It Darker. It's one of his last songs
Hmm.
that he ever put out. Shit, where did you go? I don't even. Oh, there you are. Um, You Want It Darker is one of the craziest Leonard Cohen songs. He put it out before he died,
Hmm.
and like, part of the chorus, he like says, "I'm ready to go" in Latin or something. It's and his
Oh,
voice sounds
crazy.
insane. His voice got crazier and
Yeah,
crazier
I
as he got older.
know. It.
Like,
Yeah, it absolutely did. Yeah, it was already crazy kind of to begin with, and it just gets more and
yeah,
more crazy. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
I don't know what his secret was. I don't think it was just cigarettes. I think it was literally like the way he like held himself, just like the gravity like pulled it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that is one thing that people try to strive for is that yeah, that just raspy, gravelly. You could probably smoke 10 packs a day and not get that. Like it
No,
was
you
just
just wouldn't be able to sing anymore.
yeah, it's true. You'd get too far. You'd get way too far.
Honestly,
Um,
never. I never understand the smoking and vocal. I feel like anytime
mm,
I've heard someone smoke, they just sound worse in like a
yeah.
undesirable
Yeah, yeah.
way. Not that they shouldn't do that or something, but I've just never understood the like, oh, go smoke a pack of cigarettes and like then we'll get the take.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like no, you probably won't. You'll be like coughing or you've got too much like yeah, I don't know. It
You
is
got to record in the morning. I think
mm,
that's
is that the one right there?
there's just a richness and like a deepness
Hmm.
um, to all voices in the morning. Like people can sing, you can sing so much lower in the morning.
Interesting. I've never noticed that, but that's
You,
cool.
you're not all stressed out from talking all day.
Yeah, it's true.